What's up? We're Sleepwave, and you're watching CaliberTV in unison.
Alright, so there's no questioning that Sleepwave is very different than Under Oath was.
Correct.
So what do you feel that you could accomplish in this project that you couldn't accomplish with Under Oath?
Complete world domination.
Understandable.
Forcing the world to be our slaves. Yeah.
It's a good goal.
Owning the world. No, for real, like, I don't know, it's just a whole different thing. It's a whole different side of me, and I feel like, you know, we're just trying to tour as much as possible and play in front of as many people as possible, you know, without compromising who we are. We'll do whatever it takes to get there, you know. It's like, it's not about being famous or about being big, but you want to share your message with as many people as possible, and I think this record is a very, very important for just human nature to hear, and like the youth. This is like, chill, yeah, dude, we're going so deep in this. So deep. So deep.
Murby Marvin's, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. Anyways, yeah, I mean, we just want to share our story and our music because, you know, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, you guys have an extremely distinct and unique sound right now compared to what else is going on radio-wise and rock-wise in general. So
that's the goal.
Who are and were some of your guys' main influences?
I mean, you know, it's so weird because sometimes you'll say stuff people are like, really? This makes no sense. But, you know, like we both see eye to eye on a lot of things like Deftones and Radiohead and Nine Inch Nails and Soundgarden and Nirvana and Alice in Chains. I don't know if I said that already. But a lot of the bands that we grew up on is normally our influence. And then we try to take our own personalities and put it on top of, you know, feeling free. Like when you're in a vocal booth, you're not thinking like, oh, what would, you know, Lane Staley do? You're singing, feeling like yourself. And I feel like we took all of what we grew up on, you know, sprinkle some like experimental bands in there and some of the 70s, like, you know, the Beatles, the Doors, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, all the stuff that we love, you know, and then we take what we've learned as kids and musicians and then just put our own personality on it, our twist on it, and try to really fill the void. Like the whole idea of this record was, excuse me, was making a record that we felt like would be our favorite band. That sounds weird, but I don't see how anyone else would do it any other way. Like if you were going to listen to your favorite rock band and you have 7 different favorite rock bands, why couldn't you create something that's your absolute favorite? You know, like what's missing? What do you think? What would you want to hear?
So
and that's
taking
what we
the
did.
bits and pieces that you like from those bands and kind of merging them into one super band.
I mean, in a way, like as influences, but I don't think we're ripping anyone off. You know, I think we just, you know, we take the elements of stuff that we've loved and just put it. Sorry. I know. Put it into, you know, we love rock music and we know rock music like the back of our hands. So how can we make the best rock songs in our opinion? And that's what we did.
Well, something I think is fun, like when you come across a record that, whether they said it or you feel it or whatever, when it's an honest record in that way, I think the influences are glaring, even though they're not bites. You're not lifting from a band. It's just that those bands taught you how to feel what music is to you. You know what I mean? So it's natural that something about what you do is going to celebrate that. You know what I mean? And I dig that. I think that's cool. Like, people have said we sound like Filter and Stabbing Westward, and for me, that's 2 bands that meant a hell of a lot when I was in high school. I thought they were, you know what I mean? Like, they meant a ton to me. Not that I ever would have thought that in the studio at the time, but I'll take it in that way, you know what I mean? Because it is who I am. And I think that's neat.
That's awesome.
That's
and
swell.
You guys you're killing it out here at Aftershock, and it's only one stop of many on the tour that you guys have been on. So what have you preferred, more venues or kind of festivals like this?
For me, venues all day, just because it's a little more personal and I vibe off a crowd. And I feel like when that exchange starts to happen, by the end of the set, it's like everyone's on 10, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree. I dig festivals and venues. Festivals are great when it's like full of people and you got a decent time slot and it's a bunch of people that have never heard you before. They're like, oh, you know, if you perk their ears up, they're going to check you out. And maybe you win over a new fan. And that's really cool because the idea of spreading your message is it's getting bigger. But a venue, it's like it's a better environment. The sound's going to be better. You know, you can connect to people better, you know. So they both have their perks, but I prefer playing a venue But the idea of a festival to me is even more awesome because it's like the idea of someone that's never heard of Sleepwave, Under Oath, anything any of us have ever done, walks by and hears you and go, whoa, that's cool. What is that? You know?
Yeah.
It's like discovering new music. I think that's cool.
Well, that's cool. And you two seem like quite the duo. So how'd you guys meet?
We used to date. That was long.
that went awry, and we've been patching it back together.
No, for real.
Slow road.
Just a group of mutual friends. We saw eye to eye on a lot of the music that we just talked about, all the bands that we had just talked about in the last question. Just two dudes that are into music, that play music. Eventually, a few beers, a few riffs, you're going to hang out. And, it was never anything serious. We just like to jam and, just turn our amps up and play guitars together. And then eventually, before we knew it, we had, all these ideas and starts of stuff that was really cool. We're like, dude, this is actually really good. And then I had some conversations with Under Oath, and I called him up. I was like, yo, we might want to start organizing these songs in a little bit more of a serious fashion. And we took our own money out and demoed and flew around meeting labels and managers, booking agents, everyone under the sun, get the right team nailed down, find the right producer. Boom, record comes out in 3 days. Here we are.
2 dudes, 1 band.
2 dudes, 1 band.
Nice. So like you did say, Broken Compass comes out in just a couple days.
Yep.
So what can fans look forward to upon hearing it?
I mean, I just think something new. For me, it's like we get a lot. It's streaming right now. A lot of kids are like, man, it's a breath of fresh air. Like you said, it doesn't sound like really anything out right now. And all we can offer is something fresh and original and honest. It's a very honest record.
Yeah, it's not a cookie cutter copy of everything else.
We're not selling anyone a fake message. Like, everything that's on that record actually happened to me. So if you call us liars or bullshit, you're just being naive. It's like, that's real, whether it's your personal taste or not, you hate it or not. We don't give a shit. We believe in ourselves, and we love what we've done, and we're very proud of it. So there's going to be haters, there's going to be people that love us, and either way, we're not going anywhere. So.
Well, that's awesome. So how has touring been for the two of you, and what have you both been doing in your downtime?
We haven't had much downtime yet.
Yeah,
We've been on tour with Nothing More for almost 2 months, so I don't even remember what downtime is like, or downtown. Yeah, I haven't been downtown. I haven't been out on the town in forever. Yeah, so.
I have 2 cats, and that's pretty much my downtime if I have it. Snuggle Lord 101.
Yeah, I've got a miniature farm full of animals and a girlfriend, and that's fun for me. Yeah. I have 2 dogs that are the size of horses.
Since your tour is coming to an end, what will you miss most about it, and what are you most excited about going home to and for?
I'm just going to miss playing every night because it's retarded that we can't play for a month.
I'm gonna miss Paul, who plays drums for Nothing More. I'm going to miss his sweet disposition and that beautiful smile of his. That's what
How
I'm
charming.
Gonna miss the most.
I'm sure that's been
Putting it out there, just being
quite
straight
the
up with you.
adventure, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's a unique thing, and I may never have it again, so I should mourn it now before it's over, Move on with my life.
All right, guys. Well, it has been awesome talking to you, and I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And this is Frankie signing off for CaliberTV.
We'll never be